Let us welcome the 10th and final speaker of the contest, Mr. Shinnosuke Chiba. His speech title is, I Found My Sound, the Voice to Rejoice With. I found my sound, the voice to rejoice with. So, Mr. Chiba, would you come out to the stage?
Thank you, the Master of Ceremony, distinguished judges, and all audiences. Thank you for coming to the 20th Todai High Cup. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 35th Festival of our school. That is what I expected to say. When I was 13, I was put in charge of a greeting speech at my middle school's festival, but I stumbled at the strange sound coming out through my microphone. My voice. Was that this low-pitched? As puberty approached, my voice slowly changed to something unfamiliar. I panicked and tried to speak in a weirdly higher tone. So, what actually came out was, Hello everyone. After that speech, a classmate teased me. Why are you trying to speak like Mickey Mouse? Ha ha ha! From that traumatic experience, I slowly began to hate my voice and shrunk away from public speeches. In a sense, I lost my voice. Today, I would like to share how I overcame this voice dissatisfaction and discuss the potential of vocal expressions. The target of this speech is not only those in front of me now, but also those beyond screens. Probably many of you have at least once recorded your voice and been surprised at the difference from your expectations. The mechanism is simple. While you usually perceive your voice through the combination of air conduction and bone conduction, microphones only capture air conduction. This difference causes unfamiliarity with your real sound and often leads to dissatisfaction. This problem, which I call voice dissatisfaction, is more common than you would imagine. A study by Harvard Medical School reported that 58% of participants showed aversion to their recorded voices, and 38% indicated dissatisfaction with their voices in conversation. Since the day of the school festival, I have been unable to make peace with my voice, assuming that it also sounded weird to others. The diminished confidence in my voice discouraged me from speaking in front of people throughout middle and high school. In remote Zoom classes, I got startled by the unfamiliarity of my voice whenever it echoed back through other participants' audio. Driven by anxiety that my lack of speaking experience would affect my career, I pushed myself to join the University of Tokyo ESS. I hoped that it would somehow give me confidence in speaking. Looking back, it was one of the best decisions I've ever made. Since voice is a means of communication in the first place, it is better developed with the help of others. That is why participating in speech contests works as a remedy for the problem. By receiving feedback from judges and analyzing other speakers' delivery, we can recognize our voices from an objective viewpoint. But today, let me share another approach that is also available to those who are not confident enough to give speeches yet. Everyone at venue, please take a look behind you. In the back of this hall, there is a camera recording our speeches, which will later be posted on YouTube. This Todai High Cup and many other speech contests provide free archives of past great speeches on the internet. As I prepared for speech contest, I watched tens of these videos, attempting to learn expressions from them. I imitated the deliveries and the timing of breath. I even recorded myself and compared them with the original lines. Through this approach, the aversion to my voice gradually faded. Imitating others' voices helped me objectively grasp the features of my voice, and recording myself made me more familiar with my air-conducted voices. This approach does not force you to be judged by others, but it helps you to give objective feedback to yourself. If you find it hard to decide which speech to learn from, you can even start with the very recording of this speech. Let's make it 1 million views. Just kidding. I am sure that this approach will help those unconfident about the voices. And even to those who already like their voices, it will also enrich their lives. It will help you to hone your vocal expressions. Vocal expressions are a powerful tool for communication. A study by psychologist Albert Mainbrain suggests an interesting outcome. When word meanings and tone of voices conflict, we are 5 times likely to believe the tone. For example, if I were to say, "I'm sad," in this cheerful tone, you believe that I am actually happy. Now we've found our sounds astoundingly versatile. With the right choice of voice, we can convey different emotions and contexts, such as sadness, anger, and a bit of humor. Vocal expressions enrich conversations, debates, and speeches potentially better than words themselves. To upgrade it, try listening to your favorite speeches and practice by recording yourself. Then, make your own speeches and sprinkle the acquired expressions on them. A microphone carries a voice. A voice forms a speech. A speech connects us. I once avoided speaking in public. At that time, my voice was like a noise to me. But now, through joining the speech community, I found my sound, the voice we can rejoice in with vocal expressions. Audiences, both on-site and beyond screen, it is your turn to take a step forward to the stage and grab the microphone. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 20th Todai Cup, a world full of voices. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chiba. Now we'll have a question and answer session. Mr. Iboshi, please.
Okay, good afternoon, Chiba-san.
Good afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your speech, and how do you feel right now?
Well, I'm kind of impressed by the other speakers' delivery because they are even better than mine, who's delivering speech about my voice. And I'm also relieved that it left me some improvements on my performance on vocal expressions. So yeah, I'm very grateful.
Okay, so my first question is, what motivated you to join the speech community after years of avoiding public speaking?
Well, so one of the reasons is what I said in my speech, to improve my vocal expressions, and the other one is well, I've been to Komabu Festival, and there when I was in high school, and there the ESS speech community presented a speech in front of not in the auditorium, but so that speech, those speeches motivated me and inspired me through conveying different emotions with the vocal expressions, and that motivated me to deliver this speech here. Thank you.
All right. So according to your speech, many people are dissatisfied with their voices. So what advice would you give to someone who is dissatisfied with their own voice?
Well, thank you. So I know that there could be some, many suggestions on this topic, but what I would strongly, recommend them is to, hear and listen to speeches that are posted on YouTube. It can be these Todai hackups, past speeches, and also other speech contests about speeches, and follow my advice that I presented in this speech. Thank you.
Okay. So what feedback from judges and peers play in your journey to accepting your voice?
Well, so for example, in this Todai hackup, you judges will give me some advice to on my how I show my emotions and context in my through my voice, and I've participated in some other speech contests beforehand, and that helped me a lot about how I began the introduction with "Hello everyone," and it is kind of improved already. Thank you.
Okay, so hopefully the last question. What is the most powerful aspect of vocal expression in public speaking?
Well, that is a tough question, and well, if you are, if you audiences are impressed with my speech, that will be the improvement of what kind of impressions I gave you. But what I really want to say is that, as I told you in my speech, voices and vocal expressions can tell more than words themselves. So if I am to say a different thing, the opposite thing in an opposite expression, it will lead to the tone, what the tone is actually meaning. So vocal expressions are at the same time very dangerous, but if you handle them correctly, it will be very, very helpful. Thank you.
All right, time is up. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Igoshi and Mr. Chiba. Now we'll have the judging time.